Okay.
So
You guys are gonna rank.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into.
You're gonna rank everything, right?
We're gonna rank all the movies.
Okay. I'm gonna go over there because I'm sure you're gonna talk for a little bit, but then I'll come back when we get to this part and I'll rank this latest trilogy.
Okay.
It's pretty much everybody's given as number one because that's why it's gonna be New Hope.
Everyone's.
It's gonna be New Hope, right? No? All right, go ahead. Empire.
Okay, hold on, wait.
You're going with Empire, aren't you?
Go which way that you want to go, but Rick, I think you should go.
Or why don't we just go? Yeah, how about this? He'll say his list, then I'll say my list.
Okay.
Because that way we're not going, you know.
That's fine. I guess that's fine. Then we'll know. Then you guys can debate your list. But you should go from the bottom up.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so not all 11 movies. I know this doesn't count as a movie. 12 movies.
Oh, you got 12. Okay, go ahead.
Although this doesn't really count. I just put it here for shits and giggles. But the very bottom number 12 is Star Wars: A Holiday Special.
Oh, you're gonna love this. We all love what I got. Go ahead. So go ahead. So let's just go with the list.
So yeah, I put Holiday Special as the bottom one.
That's bottom. Okay.
Next up after that is Phantom Menace Episode 1.
Okay.
I still say that's complete trash. Except for the lightsaber battle, that part's cool.
Pod Race was pretty cool.
Yo. After that, I have The Last Jedi.
Okay, so that's number 9.
Yes.
Okay, number 8
is Episode 2.
Attack of the
Clones.
Okay. Yeah, not much except that again, Last Battle.
Yeah, exactly.
And
then Episode 3. Rise of the Sith. Because again, the last battle is fucking epic.
What number was that? Number 7?
7.
Yeah. 6 is Solo. After Solo, which would be 5. Can't count. Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
After that is Force Awakens.
All right, so that's number 4 or 3.
Remember I counted the holiday special.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I guess that's considered 5.
Yeah. Holiday special.
So number 4, Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Number 3, Rogue One.
Okay.
Number 2, Star Wars: A New Hope.
Oh.
And then Empire, number 1.
I can see that. Okay. I can see that.
You like Rogue One more than Force Awakens?
Rogue One was good. I like.
Rogue One was great. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
So
Really?
I'll go from top to bottom.
So is your list? Are your lists pretty different?
Actually, they're pretty different. Actually.
Okay.
So my number 1 is New Hope because that's my first movie I ever saw. So it's a lot for me. This one is there's nothing like. I mean, I'm not gonna take away from quality of movies because if you go on quality of movies, Empire is gonna be number 1. Empire's
You're going for pure emotion.
Yeah, Empire is probably it goes among one of the best sequels ever made, along with like Godfather 2 and Aliens.
Gotcha.
And,
okay.
Your number 1 was Empire, right?
Yeah.
And isn't that kind of the general consensus?
Yeah. Again, for quality
Right,
movie,
right.
It's like Winter Soldier.
I want your personal. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Because I have more emotional attachment to New Hope. They fucked up sleep.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention to Mike.
Yeah.
He's not here.
Okay, so New Hope, of course, because I mean, for me, that's my first movie I ever saw. That's what got me to Star Wars.
Makes sense. I get that. Yeah.
New Hope is episode what?
4.
Okay, thank you.
You know, which funny enough, technically, I know that's the first movie, but I first watched Star Wars not really properly, but my first Star Wars was Empire.
Oh, okay.
Which is strange. I watched it at my neighbor's house because he was a huge Star Wars fan. He didn't get me into it. That was a friend in middle school that got me into it.
Okay.
Is Empire 6 or 5?
That is 5.
5.
6 is Return of the Jedi, which is my number 2. Yeah. And then
Return of the Jedi is number 2?
Yeah. Because again, entertainment. When I'm younger, I still.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, 3 is Rise of Skywalker. Well, actually, this is gonna be interchangeable because Force Awakens, Rise of Skywalker. I have 3 and 4.
Right.
But I can interchange those 2.
Rise of Skywalker, you said?
3. Is 3 right now, but Force Awakens is 4. But depending, I kind of go back. I can go back and forth on that one. Right. Rogue One number 5. Empire 6. Again, but it's not based on quality, but based on this. Then we have Revenge of the Sith. Phantom Menace. Then Attack of the Clones. Solo. And then we have. Then we're going with Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure. Star Wars Holiday Special. Jedi Empire Conversation from Clerks. Death Star Construction Conversation from Clerks. Spaceballs. Blue Harvest. something dark side. It's a trap. That tutorial before you go on Star Tours. That one Han and Chewie reference in Armageddon. Path of Jedi, Captain EO Theater. Jedi Trials of the Temple over that little show they used to have. Then the Star Wars Dance Party at Disney World. And then Last Jedi.
Wow. So Last Jedi is what, like number 22 or however many?
Yeah.
I know why you went that way. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much for me. I mean, Last Jedi again. It has its moments, and like the Praetorian Guard battle, the lightspeed kamikaze, but then like the rest of it, it's just like the side quest felt like the pointless side quest that felt like that one felt like it belonged to the prequels. Just
the casino one, yeah.
Yeah, like the way it was shot, the way it just was trying to throw comedy in there, just throw comedy and look all like bright colors and like it was like BB-8 becoming a slot machine randomly and that kind of thing. It just felt super prequel.
All of that could have been fucking cut down to like
we could have had more training with Rey.
7 minutes.
Yeah, we could have had more training with Rey and Luke, and I'm also the I've come to this conclusion when I was watching episode, talking to people that episode 3, Hayden Christensen, all this stuff. Oh my god, he's a terrible actor, blah blah blah. But then also like the actress played Rose. That wasn't their fault. They were given the direction by George Lucas to say, you act this way. You're gonna act this way and say this way. I need you to do that. Same thing with Rose, the way she acted. And in she was more serious in Rise of Skywalker, even though she's only on it for a couple minutes, but she felt more like she was more important and belonged because she's like, no, I need to be here. I need to study schematics on Star Destroyers, and you see her running out into battle, and
which she is technically a tech in the Last Jedi. Like she's
just thrown in this whole adventure because it's like because she was all like, I don't know, I'm with you now. Like, okay. So we're gonna go do this weird thing with Benicio del Toro, or is Benicio del Toro? Yeah, Benicio del Toro, and where he twitches and talks and then disappears.
Oh my god, he made me so nervous.
And doing that,
stop it! Oh my god.
So, do you guys have any issues with each other's list? Is there anything you want to debate or talk about?
No, like I said,
not really, because he's going more about passion towards the growing up.
That's not how you're doing your list.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, is this your personal list?
This is my personal favorite list.
This is Brandon's personal list. So, okay, your number one.
It's respectable.
Your number one is Empire.
Yeah.
My number 75 is Last Jedi.
Your number one was
New Hope. Because again, that's an emotional attachment to it. I mean, if you think about it.
But I can understand that because that's the movie that kicked things off.
Yeah. So for me, that's never going to change. New Hope's always going to be like one on my top list of everything.
And your number 3 was Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, number 3. Number 3, it could go between.
Force Awakens.
Yeah, and those two could go.
And I could say the same thing. I could say the same thing with mine too because I put Force Awakens
I think both of ours had sit at number 7
above Rise of Skywalker, but I could even say those could be interchangeable.
Yeah, what's funny is
because those are the two best movies.
Where was it on your list?
That trilogy.
Where was Rise on your list? What number?
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and then 5.
6 out of 11.
5 out of
5 is Force.
5 is Force, but like I said, this could be interchangeable.
4 is Rogue, right?
Rogue is 3.
Rogue One is 3.
What's number 4?
Return of the Jedi.
Damn, you really liked Rogue One.
I did too, actually. I mean, I have number 5, but
that helps me cure insomnia. Like, I fucking did not like that movie at all. I don't mean to be a dick.
I totally get it. I understand why some people don't like it and why they have their complaints for it, but I don't know. It's just like I like the connection it has to.
I hear you.
To A New Hope.
Because speaking kind of like what Francis is talking about, and like I said, you guys can shit all over my opinion. That's fine. But I thought, like I said, I'm probably one of the few people that'll sit here and say, although. I thought at the time you agreed with me. Yes, I did. I thought at the time maybe you agreed with me, or at least you understood it. But I like Solo more than Rogue One, and I'll tell you, I think Solo's just more fun.
Solo was fine.
It's fun.
Solo was fine. It just felt weird. Like I don't know if it felt necessary. If that makes it doesn't insist upon itself, but
yeah, I could.
I don't think it's necessary either, and I think that was part of the problem of them oversaturating.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was like we need to put this stuff out. It's kind of like remember they were gonna have like with X-Men Origins, they were gonna have Magneto, we're gonna have Wolverine, we're gonna have this and this, and then we just had First Class though, which was awesome. But anyway,
and going off that Solo part, like I think that's where Rogue One for me kind of I find better than Solo is because
There's a connection to
not only connection to the original, but like this is a totally different, separate story from
and it felt
the main.
Yeah, and at
characters.
the same time, it felt different because it felt like a war movie. Like it was more.
Yes.
Didn't feel like. Yes, it was connected, but it felt like this is what was going on before. Like
it was their Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it was just their down and dirty fighting before they became a full on rebellion. It was more guerrilla warfare, more espionage, more that kind of thing. And so when they finally were able to get the Death Star planned, it was like, okay, we have some hope now. We can finally take it to them, and then that's when it becomes a full on rebellion, or what do you want to call it?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I was reading that list right in the chat, but if I did, Broken Wolf has Episode 3 as his #1 movie.
Okay.
I mean, isn't that kind of that's
really?
kind of controversial, right? Go up.
3.
That's
I mean,
that's Revenge of the Sith.
People love. Well, actually, when Revenge of the Sith came out, people loved it.
I liked it too.
Yeah. I mean, there are people.
That
was the best. That was the best in the original trilogy.
Because Episode 3 is what everything comes up to.
Yeah,
where
it's hard to
things up
explain so much other stuff.
Yeah, so like I can respect that too, because
I liked it. I mean,
I liked it when it came out.
Well,
I didn't like the situation I was in when I went to go see it. I was on a terrible blind date, by the way, who walked out in the fucking middle of the epic battle. Sorry, I got a little heated there.
No, I was at my ex when I saw it, so.
So, do you want me to read Wolf's list?
Go ahead, yeah.
Go ahead, go for it.
So, Broken Wolf in the chat has, even though I kind of spoiled his list, he's got at number 11, he has Episode 8, so Last Jedi. 10, he has Solo. 9, he has Episode 1. 8, he has Episode 2. 7, he has Episode 5. 6, he has Episode 6. 5, he has Episode 7. 4, he has Episode 4. 3, Rogue One. 2, Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker. And 1, Episode 3.
That's not a bad list.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's just funny how him and I rhyme on like
I've been
we're
like,
Solo. Yeah, we both agree on Solo and Last Jedi.
Help me out here. Where's Episode 3 on your list? What number?
Oh, it was number. I think it was number 2. Or episode 3. Oh, sorry.
Episode 3.
Oh, 3. Oh, sorry. No, we were both at 7. We're both 7.
Interesting.
So, but
technically 8
for me, Jedi's number 2. I mean, I don't know why, but I think because when I was younger, like I think I was attached more to those other movies because when you're a kid, the Ewoks are cool and this kind of stuff.
Jedi was 2. Where's Empire?
Empire is at number 6.
6.
At number 6 is but also again, if we're gonna go on quality of film,
Empire. It's never off that. It's what you think. So
yeah, I mean, I like it though, but I mean, just for me, it's just a little more. I guess you could say as growing up, it was a little more slower than the others, but it's a great movie.
Yeah.
From the director of RoboCop 2.
Really?
Irvin Kershner directed RoboCop 2.
Huh.
I know this is random crap.
So then obviously, like based off your list, unless I have it wrong.
But where's Caravan of Courage, huh? Come on, Broken Wolf, where's that one?
Unless I have it wrong, your guys' order for this new trilogy, don't spoil it, is obviously it's Force Awakens, Rise of Skywalker, then Last Jedi. But for both of you guys, you could flip.
I could flip Force and Rise.
Okay.
Jedi would be last, no matter what.
Yeah.
Should I come back?
Yeah, come back.
Yeah, come back in. Come on. Based on what brought me back and made me want to keep watching them. Okay. He says, I made my list based on what brought me back and made. I made my list based on what brought me back and made me want to keep watching that particular movie.
Yeah, because it is a good. It is great.
I mean,
especially after my rewatching of the prequels.
I'm just so used to hearing everybody shit on those movies that's why I was like,
yeah. I mean, people.
I think as you get older, you'll see the different. You'll get a different eye for it, especially now with like these new movies coming out. You want to go back and rewatch them to see the details that you can miss in these new movies. Like with Palpatine.
I mean, that's the thing too. Is like these ones felt closer to the original trilogy because. Remember when Lucas made the prequels, he pretty much was like everything's green screen, everything's CGI.
You wanted to be all high tech.
Yeah, and Abrams went back to practical effects. Same thing with Mandalorian. Like Baby Yoda's a puppet. I mean, it's not just like some little CG thing walking around. Yeah, that's a puppet. Or they use CG for
for little emotions.
Yeah, for little things like that. But pretty much, it's a puppet. It's a physical puppet.
Is there any confirmation that Rise of Skywalker is all back to practical? Because I know Rian Johnson did some effects in 8.
I'm sure there's some. I'm sure it's a mix this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot Wedge came back.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
That's the hard part. With so much going on, when people are kind of like, I was like Wedge, but most people just like it kind of went because there's so much going on.
And John Williams was in it too.
Well, he was. He was, wasn't he?
I think he was the bartender.
Okay.
So my list is not different from you guys because I would rank Force Awakens, then Rise, and then Last Jedi. Which, hearing that that's all of our list, I feel like that just makes it ring even louder that J.J. Abrams, I wish, directed all three movies.
I think it'd been more consistent.
And it just makes you wonder what Episode 8 could have been.
It could have been a not grumpy Luke Skywalker and
Because if Episode 8 is
green milk.
If Episode 8 is something entirely different, and again, I'm not shitting on Episode 8, like I didn't have a problem with it, but if it's something that was different, that more people liked, that let's say Abrams directed that one, and I'm not saying Abrams is the key to all of this, but people seem to enjoy the movies that he directed more.
Also,
we could be talking about a whole different thing with this trilogy.
But also Abrams grew up with the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And so he wants to bring back that feeling that he had. That's why we saw a physical set of the Millennium Falcon, big sets of things instead of just a blue screen or green screen, whatever, of just standing in front of it and having a couple little props around, that kind of thing. Remember what Kevin Smith said? Like, he actually was like, "Oh my God, I'm crying because I walked on the Falcon."
Yeah, I remember.
Then Smuggler's Run happened, and I walked on the Falcon at Star Wars Land.
See, I was actually really kind of optimistic and excited, especially when I knew I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna end up seeing Force Awakens. In some ways, I felt like I had to, but I was excited because it was like, all right, I'm a part of this new thing that's about to start. So I was really excited to kind of be a part of it. You know what I mean? And to see where it goes. I don't know what my point is. Just that. And so I guess it's just kind of...
We'll talk about
I feel like it could have been better. These three movies.
And, I was also going to say, no disrespect whatsoever to Rian Johnson, because I love him as a director. I think he's fantastic. He knows how to move a camera. He knows where to place it. Brick is one of my favorite movies.
He also did a few episodes of Breaking Bad.
He did some, the great. And
everyone loves Knives Out.
Of Breaking Bad.
People love Knives Out.
I haven't seen Knives Out yet, but I want to.
But yeah, it's getting good reviews.
But yeah, I heard it got great reviews.
But maybe he's just not meant for a Star Wars universe.
He turned it down the first time, and then he ended up taking it.
Then he went, "Why'd I do that?" I'm sure he's had whole things too. He's like, he shouldn't. I don't know. Maybe it's taken out of context about saying. And
let's also not forget
the worst thing to do.
Let's also not forget, he wasn't the only one working on this. He was getting input from studios, and JJ, I'm sure, had his hand in it somehow.
He's still executive producer on it.
Exactly. So it's you can't put all the blame on him.
But just the way that it really felt. Those combined, maybe too many cooks in the kitchen on that one.
Exactly.
Because there were such high expectations when you end on having Luke Skywalker coming back and she's about to hand off the lightsaber to him,
Yeah.
And then when he just throws it, you're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm grumpy now, yeah.
That was pretty funny to see the porgs playing with the lightsaber. I was waiting for it just to turn out and, slice one of them. I know they would.
That was a good way to cover up all the birds on set, the puffins. But then became, people love... I like the porgs. They're not more, They're no Ewoks, but seeing Ewoks at the end of seeing the Ewoks, seeing Bespin was great.
Seeing Bespin, mention of they even mentioned close to the planet Alderaan.
Yeah.
Or not Alderaan, Endor. Oh. They said that.
That's where the Death Star fell.
Yeah. Which totally made sense. I like how they kind of bring that back.
Yeah, because it just kind of people it doesn't just float around in space.
Yeah.
But it was. I think it's one of those things where I thought that would happen with Last Jedi was people by now would have just been like, all right, it wasn't so bad, but I can't find any much redeeming to it except for a couple scenes. I think with this one there might be a little more because again there's more action to it. There's more fun to it. So I think maybe down the road this one piece. Well, a hard part these days is there wasn't internet. As it was now, back when the original movies came out, of course.
Right.
But also, even when the prequels came out, the internet wasn't as you know.
It was there, but
it wasn't as like dependent on for people to get their opinions across and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Or people just want to just hate stuff to hate stuff, and that's what seems like it happens now. Like something like a Star Wars or anything now. That's
just the problem with today. Like people
have
really shouldn't have the.
And also people have so much expectations in their heads of like this is what I wanted to have happen, but it didn't happen, so I hate it.
Exactly. They were putting their expectations ahead of what's really going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, like going to the movie, go see what the director wants you to see. You know, don't expect what you're thinking you're gonna see in your head. Like me, I thought I was gonna see the ending that I just explained. You know, a Rey turning dark and then Solo rising up to take over taking over the mantle.
I guess they go too much with
it didn't happen. But the movie was still fucking awesome.
Yeah. You know, the Asian guy wasn't in it though, was he? The guy's always in every J.J. Abrams project. I forgot. I don't know his name, but.
Which one?
The one Asian dude, like his friend or whoever's.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I didn't see him in there.
His name.
So I know he's one of he was in Force Awakens.
Yeah, he was in Person of Interest too.
The guy that's in Lost.
Yeah, he was in Lost.
Too. He was on. I think he was on Alias too, doing something.
I think he was on Alias too.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
I'm on it.
I didn't see him, but he was in The Force Awakens, right? I think I saw him in.
He was. Yeah, he was like he did like a couple lines. He was an officer.
Yeah. So that we did have Charlie from Lost in it. I don't know if you watched Lost, but Charlie from Lost was in it. I thought that was cool. Kind of wondering what he was been up to.
I can't find his name.
What do you think of the Knights of Ren? I mean, they were there. I mean,
they were there. I was kind of hoping we'd get a little bit more from them.
I was hoping that's what I was hoping more for in Last Jedi, but there was no mention of them. There was a mention of them, like, you know, there's that.
It would have made sense to see them more in Last Jedi.
Yeah, there was the vision of them in in Force Awakens.
Ken Loom?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. There was like that vision of them, and then also there's a mention of him by Snoke near the end of Force Awakens, and then nothing in Last Jedi about him.
Yeah.
So again, you were saying that could be a place where they could have built up the Knights of Ren being like these badasses. Because, I mean, there's where they show up and those two stormtroopers are like...
Because they have a really significant story to tell about the Knights of Ren, and they really lost that opportunity.
Yeah, because it shows them show up and those two stormtroopers, you get like, Knights of Ren. Cool.
Unless that's going to be a Disney Plus thing.
A Knights of Ren series?
The beginning of, the Knights of Ren.
Or it's just going to be a thing about... it'll just be like it'll be in a comic or something, or a novel.
Yeah.
So... According to two articles, both from this year, one in October and the other one was in September, the Rian Johnson thing is still happening.
Okay.
And the Game of Thrones thing. Like,
no, that one is dead.
Yeah, no, it is not. Not according to this article. It is not dead.
It was trending on Twitter.
Well, when?
Like a month ago?
Well, this is end of October, and it's saying the exact opposite. So they asked him, the update was asking him, like, you know, there's been alternating theories about if it's happening, if it's not happening, blah, blah, blah. And then this is asking when this will happen. And he says, I have no update at all, but I'm still working with Lucasfilm on it. And they're figuring out when they do what and everything. So it's still happening.
They still have his audience for it. I mean, there's still an audience for it. I mean, he still made money.
Well, yeah. And then this says both Johnson's trilogy and a series of films from Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Wise are reportedly still in the works.
Maybe it'll be a Disney Plus thing.
Maybe.
But
and again, October 27th.
I mean,
sure, if anything happens, we'll be corrected in the comments.
But we still have The Mandalorian.
Yeah, The Mandalorian. So
I mean, I'm not pulling this out of my ass. There's two articles that are saying it, so I don't know if there's something new, but yeah.